Oh, hello.
Woo! Hey there.
Oh, gosh, there are some horrible things down there.
You don't want to go down there.
You do not want to know what's down there.
Hey, it's
Hey.
Charming Disaster.
Welcome. Hello, we are Charming Disaster, and welcome, friends, to this week's edition of the Quarantine Livestream, the 37th episode.
37th episode. It's
Believe
fitting
it
that
or
we should
not.
do it this way.
It is. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here. We see you checking in. We see you, Fred and Mike and Jeff and Fred again, and Melissa, Misty and Laura and Eve and Matt and Kim and Katie and all the other folks, Sierra, all the other folks who are tuning in. As people arrive, please take a moment to share the link out on Facebook so that we can welcome more people into
we've
this.
been doing 37 times
30.
before.
It seems more like
36 times
3,700 times.
so true.
This is a donation-based show. If you are new here, what is a donation-based show? It means if you are in a position to support the show and our music financially, we super appreciate that, and a little bit goes a long way. Here are your various options. It's a blue flame tonight.
It's Flames of the Deep.
Flames of the Deep. So we've got Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Bandcamp, and oh hey, it's Bandcamp Friday, which means any music or merch you purchase on Bandcamp tonight goes 100% to the artists. So this is a particularly good time to do that.
To buy some merch.
You can also get a virtual ticket if you want nothing in exchange. And okay, we have a very exciting guest joining us.
We have an exciting show for you.
We do. We have a very
Everything
exciting
is
show.
filled with. We're overflowing with excitement.
Well, let's mention our guest. The Amazing Sargasso. And Amazing Sargasso, we know that you are waiting in the wings. It won't let you unmute right now because you are not technically on stage yet. So don't worry, we will release you from the deep at some point during the show. But this show, well, should we start with our opening ritual and select the...
Should we tell them what the show is about?
Well, I think the card is going to tell us what the show is about.
Well, let us pick. Yeah, I'm sure they couldn't tell what this is. All right, here we go. Oh. Aha. We have picked the Page of Cups.
Why, that page is holding a cup full of fish.
And that page is in front of the ocean.
That's right, friends. The theme of tonight's show is the sea. Oh my goodness.
Oh. What is that there?
Oh, I think that's a Portuguese person of war.
I think so.
Probably not venomous, but if it is venomous, you know what to do, right?
Hold your breath.
And you're supposed to pee on it.
Pee on what?
On the sting, on the jellyfish sting. Not on the jellyfish. Unless you're into that, I don't know.
All right, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't bite you.
The sea is filled with myriad things, fascinations, and one of the things that I think really connects us to the sea is do you know what Rapture of the Deep is?
No. What is Rapture of the Deep?
Well, you know what Rapture of the Deep is because we talked about it
I'm
earlier.
the only one here. I thought.
Yeah. Well, I thought I'd ask the people and they could tell us in the comments if they know what Rapture of the Deep is. But I'm going to tell you all anyway, and I'll tell you again because we discussed it earlier. But so Rapture of the Deep is like, it's like the ocean kind of roofies you to stay in it. It's something that happens under great pressure, which going underwater is like the main way that happens with people. And the nitrogen in your blood dissolves in your blood. I'm not a scientist, folks, and I did not bother to look this up on Wikipedia. So this information might be like a little bit dubious. But anyway, what happens is you go underwater and the nitrogen in your blood basically makes you high and you just want to stay, or drunk, and you just want to stay down there forever. Also known as nitrogen narcosis. And it's the same phenomenon that causes the bends, which is when you come back up from that if you go up too fast, and the nitrogen dissolved in your blood then like turns into gas again, and you die. And
you bend over.
Yeah.
That's the name. That must be nitrogen narcosis. Must be what I'm feeling today.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just putting my phone on airplane because I forgot, and it's not very prof.
Put it on biplane.
Biplane. I put it on biplane. That's right.
Because that's our mode of transportation when we're not swimming.
Anyway, Rapture of the Deep is what we hope you will experience with our music in this show.
Yeah, that's how I've been in this band for so long.
Yeah. So, Joe, what's your favorite thing about the sea?
Oh, what I like about the sea is that you could just kind of walk out into it and keep going and never come back. Elia, what's your favorite thing about the sea?
It's deep, it's dark, and it's full of monsters.
Much like ourselves.
That's true. So maybe we should kick this off with a song.
Yes.
All right.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
This is really
Is that cramping your style?
Cramping my cranium.
Huh. I'm leaving mine on just in case.
I just want to show off my tan.
It is pretty resplendent.
I'll put it on later when we go under. What song? Where are we? Oh, yeah.
Road trip on a summer day. Need a little getaway.
Leave the city far behind. Out of state and out of mind.
Cross the border, cross the bridge. Make a stop, but make it quick.
Rearview mirror, cloud of dust. Are they catching up with us? If we can make it to Ocean City, everything will be alright. Make it down the Jersey Turnpike.
Make it through the night. They will lose us in the blur of spinning carnival rides.
We can start over together in the blinking neon lights. So baby, drive. So baby, drive. Sorry, my guitar. Let's do that song again.
We met up to say goodbye. Now I can't remember why.
That was way back yesterday. For this ragtop Chevrolet.
Partner like the answer, yes. Outrun their unhappiness.
That's when you saw the key to our future in the front seat. If we can make it to Ocean City, everything will be alright. Make it down the Jersey Turnpike. Make it through the night. They will lose us in the blur of spinning carnival rides. We can start over together in the blinking neon lights. So baby, drive. So baby, drive. We don't know what's waiting for us. We don't have a plan. Nope. Can't imagine anybody else would understand. But the top is down, the wind is in our hair. We feel alive. So baby, put a little lead in it and drive. If we can make it to Ocean City, everything will be alright. Make it down the Jersey Turnpike. carnival rides. We can start over together in the blinking neon lights. So baby, drive. So baby, drive. So baby, drive. As you can see from behind us, everything is going to be all right.
It's going to be fine. Now, people ask us sometimes, is Ocean City a real place?
It is.
Atlantis.
Of course.
That's right. I have a question for the audience. I was curious. I was going to ask this earlier, but I forgot. Is anybody tuning into this show for the first time tonight? Because I was thinking this would be maybe like a weird time to come in. Just,
yes.
I don't know.
Is anyone from Atlantis? That's my question.
Yeah.
And what about Pacificus?
There's no Pacificus.
All right. I have a question to the audience.
Okay.
Where does the word Atlantis come from? And don't say the Atlantic Ocean. Where does that?
Comes from the Atlantic Ocean.
Nope. No, the Atlantic Ocean comes from Atlantis. But anyway, please put your ideas in the comments. And don't look it up.
Yeah, no, looking it up, that's cheating.
Because we don't know.
Okay, we had another question we wanted to ask you, which is, what is your favorite creature of the deep? There are so many good options. There's already people talking about cuttlefish in the chat, and octopuses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have a first timer. Welcome, Jane.
Jane Elias, how are you?
Glad to see you. Welcome. It's gonna be okay. We're glad to have you.
This is perfectly normal.
Oh, we got some other. Oh, it's Rhea. Hi, Rhea. Last time we saw you, we were playing your Zoom wedding, which was a delight.
A delight.
From the city of Atlanta. All right, we've got some good guesses. Yeah, that's a good guess. Yeah, the city of Atlanta is very ancient. Not everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have some favorite creatures, which are Pacific octopus, mantis shrimp. Ooh, yeah. Vampire squid, says Laura.
Favorite.
Yeah, vampire squid is like objectively one of the best, but also anglerfish.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's so many good ones. Yeah. Oh, welcome, Ethan, first timer.
Hey, Ethan.
Already getting up in the chat. Comb jellies.
Narwhal. Did you see
Starfish. Ooh, narwhal. Yeah, that's good. The unicorn. We got hammerhead sharks, whale sharks. You know, it's funny because, like, a lot of questions you ask people and, like, not everybody has an answer, but it seems like everybody has, like, a ready response.
Everyone has an opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about Creature of the Deep. What do you like, Jeff?
Oh, I'm really into sea slugs. They're so beautiful. So much more than land slugs.
Yeah, dirt slugs. I call them.
Oh, yeah, dirt slugs.
Yeah. I like electric eels myself.
Oh, yes. That's where electricity comes from.
Everybody knows that's where electricity comes from. So much cleaner than diesel eels.
Oh, my God. Yeah, wind eels are okay.
Yeah, wind eels are good, too. But, of course, one of our favorite, all-time favorite denizens of the deep. Well, we just learned that the collective noun for this creature is a fever, which seems appropriate because we definitely have manta fever.
We do.
That's a segue into the next song.
Oh, yeah. I guess we should play this thing. What's the...
D. Starts on a D.
D for manta fever.
Here are some amazing things.
About manta rays.
They resemble magical flying carpets.
Or mysterious capes.
Some call them devilfish.
Or eagle rays.
Is that another name for them, though, or just one kind?
We're not sure. They are migratory.
Over the ocean.
What do they eat?
Zooplankton.
They exhibit a dark intelligence.
They're saltwater dwelling.
They can grow up to 7 meters wide.
Holy shit, that's really big.
Manta rays. We don't know why they do the things they do, the things they do. I would like to ride one.
I would like to ride one too.
I would like to ride one too.
They have a vestigial... No, are they electrical?
No.
Do they have eye stalks or antennae?
Not eye stalks, cephalic lobes.
Are their mouths on bottom like a vacuum?
No.
Do they sleep?
We're not sure. Manta rays. We don't know why they do the things they do, the things they do. But one day,
I would like to ride one.
I would like to ride one too.
I would like to ride one too.
I would like to ride one too.
They have a vestigial sting barb.
They cannot swim backwards.
They're cousins to sharks and skates.
They're something.
Hard to talk to.
They're hard to talk to.
2 words. Live pups.
pups.
Are they immortal?
We're not sure. Manta rays. We don't know why they do the things they do, the things they do. But one day,
I would like to ride one.
I would like to ride one too.
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 I would like to ride one too. Nothing like a little nitrogen narcosis
Is that...
to get you through a song.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
That's what I've
Definitely. Well, we have a very exciting time coming ahead of us.
Yeah.
Let's
Our person of war is very excited.
yes. I'm just gonna... Okay, wait.
Oh.
All right. No, it was just...
What's happening?
I was just testing
I had a
something.
vision.
Yeah, don't worry. Okay, so we have a very, very special guest indeed joining us. The Amazing Sargasso, conduit of the preborn, has spent his long, uncomfortable life bringing to the ears of a reluctant public the implacable truths of hypnoscience.
He's an expert in all things relating to the sea and bathing in it.
Confused?
Tantalized?
Confront your tomorrow with the Amazing
Amazing
Sargasso. Sargasso, we summon you from the briny deep.
Arise.
Greetings, Charmaine and Disastro. It is I, the Amazing Sargasso, supernaturally designated by Masonic dictate to appear before you tonight. I shiver in delectable anticipation of the awesome revelations which the preborn have double dog dared me to reveal to your trembling viewers.
You don't say.
We are so honored by your presence here, O Amazing One.
The
What?
sea itself. I beg your pardon.
No, tell us what you
Go
have
on.
in store for us. Please continue.
Before it's too late.
The sea itself, mankind's most ancient and tantalizing enemy, has always kept its secrets from us, locked away in its salty, cruel heart. But tonight, I have been given by the preborn the awesome secrets of the history of mankind's most curious, daring, and brilliant invention, the bathing machine, to share with you here on this program.
Sargasso, before we unleash your demonstration of the history of these bathing machines, can we let our viewers know, will you be accepting any questions following the presentation?
I not only accept questions, I require, command, admonish, and call forth like a jackal calls forth its mate over the carcass of a newly discovered opossum, whatever a jackal would sort of be feeding on. That I bring forth all of the queries, your troubles, your disturbances, your sense that you have somehow done wrong and need to be told so.
Wonderful.
Well met.
Wonderful. Well, shall we unleash your demonstration? Is it time?
If it's possible to keep it partially leashed, these facts are so dangerous. We have to keep them maybe partially submerged. Just let its little eyes come up above the surface. Now, the first slide, please. Since ancient times, man has yearned to experience the full pleasure of Thalassa, the wine-dark all-mother, to bathe, to drink, to feel sick from drinking, to throw up a little bit, to wait 30 minutes to go back in. But even the ancients, next slide please, even the ancients who longed to be united with one another in mysterious, briny harmony, knew that things that Poseidon had planned for them were less than congenial. Next slide, please. Yes, even the ancient Greeks, who had their so-called philosophy, could only dabble their toes in the terrors of the deep. Next slide, please. Yes, all of the mighty minions, here one known as Smiley Sam, of that terrible god Neptune, waited in the dark undersea to nibble at the toes of those who would risk entry into his realm. Yes, it would take another, more daring civilization to take on Poseidon's horrifying reign. Next slide, please. The ancient Phoenicians. Yes, this hardy, most swole of civilizations took their great war upon the waves into full effect. Every man, woman, and child in their ancient city poured forth to mount a battle against the ocean itself. Unfortunately, weighed down by weapons and decorations of bronze, they were all drowned immediately, and their civilization passed away. We, however, can only salute them. Next slide, please. For many centuries afterwards, the only brave souls who ventured out into the water would do so as a way of taunting or daring the creatures below to come up. These ancient thirst traps were performed only by the bravest of souls, who would try to get the creatures below within range of hook or net by whatever complex stratagem they might employ. Next slide, please. But frequently, the monsters of the deep hungered not for human flesh, but for decoration, as their barren, cold environment was bereft of furniture. So they would rise to the surface in search of wood from which to build countertops, shaker-style chairs, and so forth. Shipping was constantly being ravaged in this way. Next slide, please. Finally, Lord Palmerston's invention of the first generation of bathing machines began to transform early 19th century civilization. Alas, the first generation, as you can see here, were not entirely a success. Next slide, please. But with the invention of the ladder, things began finally to change. For the first time, humans could venture into the healthful, salty surf, full of joy and vigor. Next slide, please. Although many were doubtful of the arrival of the new bathing machine, here we see the president of the International Society of Gourmands angrily declaiming upon the shore against this innovation which he could not accept. Next slide, please. But progress could not be stopped. Soon entire towns and villages were abandoned as bathing machines were rolled by the hundreds into the waves, and men, women, children, dogs, cats, all hustled through to enjoy a quick dip before brunch. Next slide, please. Sargasso's investment scheme for the modern bathing machine began with my recruitment of 13 of my most esteemed colleagues from the Freemasonry. After a deep session of hydrotherapy in the hypoallergenic chamber, they proved compliant and able to sign over important powers of attorney. You can see them here in the last photograph that was taken of them just before something happened. I don't know what. Next slide, please. At last, financing was complete for the double-tracked Sargasso's double-tracked bathing machine, which involves a steam-powered descent into the surf in salubrious comfort, and able to maintain important social distancing even as you enjoy the benefits of waveside play. Next slide, please. Here we see Sargasso's interns all enjoying a team-building exercise called Who's the Stripiest? And I'm glad to see that the members of your organization have also been joining in. The importance of stripes as a means of throwing off the stereophonic vision of sea monsters cannot be overemphasized. It confuses them. They think we are zebras. Next slide, please. Finally, you see here the regrettable side effects of overstimulation in the waves as the modern woman, clamoring now for the vote and the right to manage finances, have here assembled on the waterways, and there's simply no stopping it. So you can see that Poseidon has at last had his revenge. The final slide. And the dreadful outcome. The roofing that you spoke of earlier, Charmaine, can happen even to those who find themselves on shore. These unfortunate souls are now members of Congress, and we must bid them adieu.
And so we do. We bid them adieu, although they look rather dashing.
Quite stripy.
Say.
Oh, there's no question about that. They are our modern style deities. Now, before I leave these thoughts for your fearsome delectations, I will share that as an educational program or living diorama, if you will, I have been embarking on the retelling of one of mankind's most beloved stories, the story of two gentlemen, one of whom an agent of law enforcement, the other a free spirit who finances his hobby of wave dancing through a series of daring robberies on the Channel coast, snatching jewelry and valuable crinolines from bathing machines everywhere. Yes, it is the story I call Broken Point, and you can see here the legendary figure of Jonathan Utah, the scourge of robbers everywhere, and the man who would become his teacher, his lover, and his quarry, Mr. Hubert Body. Yes. It was a love of whiskers that brought them together, there on the Strand, outside the Strand bookstore. But their time together was interrupted as Sir Gary Busey, the Earl of Sandwich, arrived to call Jonathan back to his duty. The duo fled to Her Majesty's Zeppelin, where Hubert Body dared Mr. Utah to jump with him from the White Cliffs of Dover, or rather from the Zeppelin past the White Cliffs of Dover. It was sort of like kind of in the area, if you see what I mean. Into the sea, there to meet their destiny and wave dance forever together. As we all know, it was not to be. But I urge you to attend my salubrious performance of this educational and tragic tale, which will be performed outside the 7-Eleven that's on 14th Street in about 45 minutes. So I look forward to seeing you all there. Now, are there any questions for the preborn?
That was wonderful, amazing one. And there are some questions in the audience which we will display. We have a question.
I'm keen to enlighten.
Is the Amazing Sargasso a siren? Asks Misty Belcher.
I am a klaxon. A klaxon.
Makes sense.
Warning the world of the approach of the ambulance of tomorrow.
Amazing Sargasso asks Danielle, do you own a vacation home in Waterworld?
When you mention Waterworld, I, as many, cannot fail to recall the great and noble tragedy in which our most beloved master of the dance, Sir Kevin Costner, was lost to us performing his aquatic ballet, trying to recreate the great works of Ethel Merman, I believe. And as such, any home that I could have in Waterworld would be a home in here, a home in my heart, in the watery, if you will, the tear-filled depths of my memories of that man, of what he accomplished, of what we lost when we failed to develop the science to grow gills behind our ears. That's really. I think I could not possibly say more.
Well, I think we have time for one final question, and I think this is a good question, and I'm very curious to hear your opinion on this. Oh, amazing one. Kim asks, "I've been to one ocean. Is it worth seeing other oceans?"
You know, a wise woman once said, "I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me." And this question, it seems to me, partakes of a similar spirit. One ocean may contain a kind of sand. Let's say you go to that ocean and you sort of wade out. You know, and at first you're uncomfortable. It feels weird to be, right at the top, right at the edge. It's like your feet feel good, but it feels weird. And when you're gonna get that bathing suit area in there, boy, that's a strange moment because you've done it a million times. You know it's not a big deal, but you just don't want to do it. But you do it. You do it. Every ocean has its own unique, unutterable, profound, limpid effect on the bathing suit area of the soul.
Yeah, so true.
I mean, some of us, the bathing suit area is pretty much all of the area. I mean, if you subscribe to a modest bathing suit regimen, the bathing suit area of the soul is the whole soul. The entirety.
I disagree, but only in the sense that I am required to disagree.
I see.
Very well. Well, with that, sir, I think it might be time to send you back into the watery depths from whence you came.
It is true that I will be spending most of the rest of the month in a fluid. Curiously, it is one that I have produced myself.
Curious. curious indeed.
I leave you with that.
Thank you, Amazing Sargasso. For those of you who wish to follow the Amazing Sargasso on Instagram, that is possible, and henchperson Dan will advise you accordingly. With that,
The foamy blessings of the preborn upon all of you. Good night.
Good night. And just like that,
he's
gone.
He was gone. Well, I think we all learned a great deal from that demonstration. Wow, I
know. I gotta take it all in.
A moment to
My
take
head
it all
hurts
in.
again.
Yes, it's probably the strap.
Maybe.
Well, what are we drinking?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I think that's a question.
It's time for a drink, I believe.
I think it is. Oh, and the night hiker asks an interesting question that I think we should address. Jeff, please show us the tattoo on your arm. I wonder what it is.
That's a good question.
It's a good question.
Let's see what arm it is. So it is a dragon biting its tail.
Goes all the way around.
It's an ouroboros.
Which, coincidentally enough, happens to be the name of the new single that we just released today.
It comes out today.
It came out today.
It is out.
It's coming out today. Has come out today. It's all the tenses.
It is outing.
It is outing. It is called ouroboros, which is another word for the snake, the dragon that swallows its tail encircling the world, indicating rebirth, transformation, eternal cycles. And much like everything we do these days, it all seems like an eternal cycle to me.
Yeah, just going around and around and around.
Now,
speaking of going around.
So I'm not drinking it. I'm just holding it up so they can.
So we have rye whiskey and some sherry.
Sherry.
Equal parts.
So classy.
And some drops of bitterness. This is only fair because this is life. Here we are. And the cherry on top of this cocktail is
an actual cherry?
A cherry. Would you hold that up, please?
Certainly.
Here we go.
What are you all drinking anyway out there?
Brandied cherry. There we are.
Is the Midgard serpent an ouroboros? Very good question. Not one that we're really qualified to answer. I think you would have to ask the Midgard serpent itself how it identifies itself.
They hate when you ask them that question.
No, I mean, it's better to ask than not to ask.
Here. Stir it with the paddle.
Okay.
Give you all the good stuff. Good. Cheers. Here's to you and the sea.
And the sea.
You know what this cocktail's called?
What's it called?
The Murky Depths.
The Murky Depths. Good. That's a good name.
That's good.
Now, as you can tell, we are scientists here at Charming Disasters Quarantine Livestream. What kind of scientists are we exactly? You may ask, and that is a fair question. Well, mixologists.
Yes.
Metaphysicists.
Pseudoscientists.
Supernaturalists.
Yes.
This is a good cocktail.
So, like not pseudo mixologists.
Pseudoscientists. Real mixologists. So we wanted to do a science experiment on the show, and we talked about this last week. And we received many excellent suggestions for science experiments we might do on the show. Most of them were too hard. And
too dangerous.
Yes. And also we were really committed to doing something in a jar.
Yeah, because that shows science. A jar.
So we came up with a hypothesis because we remember from 5th grade science fair that you need a hypothesis to do an experiment. And our hypothesis is this. There is enough vitamin C in lemon peels alone
Lemon peels.
to prevent scurvy.
Preposterous, do you say? We're going to find out.
But there's a second problem, which is on a long sea voyage, how best to preserve the lemon peels. We have another hypothesis.
Handcrafted vodka.
Tito's.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So we are going to make limoncello. We're going to make it right now with you here on the show. And we'll check it every week until it is sufficiently lemony. And then we'll start our sea voyage.
Mm-hmm. And then see if we get scurvy.
That's right. So the recipe for limoncello. Did we wash this jar? I mean, it's fine.
You brought it in.
Yes.
Of course it's fine.
All right. So the recipe for limoncello, or the experiment, is you're supposed to peel just the peel, not like the white pith part, just the peel. 10 lemons. I had 6, but they were very large, and I added half a grapefruit peel and a mandarin orange peel just to
Spice it up. All right.
And then step 2, put them in the jar.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Sorry. I just wanted them to see the jar.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's the jar. It's now full of peels. And the next step, we're going to pour in a whole bottle of vodka. Are you ready?
Ready?
All right, let's go.
This is
This is
science.
the science
This is
part.
the science part.
Yep.
Glug,
Mhm.
glug, glug.
Oh, God. Oh, okay. But the good news is that all the vodka that just splashed on me is going to prevent this outfit from getting smelly.
Smelly. Yeah. And
A little secret from the
it
road.
is not hand sanitizer strength, though. Just so you know.
Just normal strength. All right.
Normal strength.
And so here is our experiment, the limoncello experiment. It's
Mhm.
fine. It's fine. All right. So now we cap it nice and tight.
Cap it. Tag it.
Mm-hmm. And now we're going to put this on our experiment shelf.
Mhm.
And next week, we'll bring it back on the show and we'll take a little taste and we'll see how it is.
Yeah. You want to...
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Science. Doing science. All right.
Great.
Will you place that on the experiment shelf?
I will.
Very good. What are the symptoms of scurvy, by the way?
Yeah. Does anyone know?
I bet these people know. Pomplamucello, yes.
Mhm.
Is recipe time a new segment of Life Feed? Could be. We're limited to things we can do in this room, which mean things that don't require cooking, really.
Yeah.
But,
A lot of off-gassing of anything.
yeah. There's not really good ventilation in here.
No.
But we have like a electric kettle.
Yeah. And we have the ocean.
Yes. It's too late. It's too late to dry the lemon peels out. It's going to be fine. We don't think we need to dry them out. But it's science. It's science. This is how we learn.
Yeah.
Woo! Lemon tree
Oh.
named Scurvy.
Adorable.
That is adorable. All right. So somebody asked in the comments whether we had any plans for live shows. And the answer is it's too soon to make plans, although we can sort of see the light at the end of the tunnel. But we do have a few live shows planned outside over the summer in July and August. So we will be announcing those in the not too distant future. But if you live in the Hudson Valley or Western Mass, you will be pleasantly surprised by this news.
Yes. And in the future, we could reach out to each and every one of you and, ask you if you want to have a house concert.
House concert or driveway concert. Okay, all right, important question from Karen. What about the sugar part of limoncello? Good question, Karen. The answer is after it is sufficiently lemony, then we're going to add simple syrup, but only then.
Did you hear how she said lemony?
I know. I don't know why I said it that
Lemony.
way. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It's totally different than lemony.
Okay, so we have some scurvy symptoms.
Intense pain. Oh.
Tooth loss, cramps, teeth fall out, Teeth falling out, bleeding gums. Oh, skin issues. That's new. Yeah, brittle bones.
Mm.
All right, so yeah.
Sounds like life.
Scurvy, you don't want it. Hopefully limoncello cures it, because that's what we got now.
That's going to be good.
Speaking of sea voyages,
Yes.
this next tune
Oh.
is a sing-along. Nay, a sea shanty. It's both. It's both. And your part, you'll be pleased to hear, is very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Your part goes like this. Wait, where's that? Pull, boys, pull. Pull, like pull. Yeah. It's like we're pulling a rope up. This song is it's inspired by Moby Dick. There's a bar of 7, but don't worry about it.
You'll love it.
You don't need to worry about the bar
You'll
of 7.
love it.
If you haven't read Moby Dick, this is a pretty decent Cliff's Notes version. But don't worry, there's no spoilers.
No spoilers.
All right. You ready for this?
I am ready.
Can anyone really be ready for this? All right.
You ready?
Oh, no, wait. I need a little bit of murky depth.
Yes, so do I. Okay.
Oh, wait. Did we turn the thing back on after we turned it off?
Oh, here. Now we're going to sound
Now it's going to sound so good.
My captain has a timber toe.
Pull, boys, pull.
A stranger man I'd never know.
Pull, boys, pull.
I'd follow him to hell and back.
Pull, boys, pull. But he keeps me up when he walks the deck. Pull, boys, pull. Oh, deadly is my bright harpoon.
Pull, boys, pull.
Worth its weight in gold doubloons.
Pull, boys, pull.
Forged with blood and razor blades.
Pull, boys, pull.
The devil himself can't get away. Pull, boys, pull. My baby, snap your spines in 2 and 20. The devil may care, that's just as well. Pull for the back of the great white whale. Pull, boys, pull.
A crew of mongrel renegades.
Pull, boys, pull.
Of cannibals and castaways.
Pull, boys, pull.
We work the waves without a care.
Pull, boys, pull. The jaws of death are an easy chair. Pull, boys, pull. When bunking with the cannibal.
Pull, boys, pull.
You'd better hope he's had his fill.
Pull, boys, pull.
Make sure your hammock's tightly wrapped.
Pull, boys, pull.
Or he might take a finger for a midnight snack. Pull, boys, pull. My babies, burst your lungs for a cask of brandy. Telltale compass point straight to hell. Pull for the back of the great white whale. Pull, boys, pull.
Now, no, Jonah was a wicked man.
Pull, boys, pull.
Swallowed by Leviathan.
Pull, boys, pull.
Imagine our first mate's surprise.
Pull, boys, pull. To find the old man still inside. Pull, boys, pull. Oh, strength and patience, cash and time.
Pull, boys, pull.
Don't get tangled in the line.
Pull, boys, pull.
Or drat the file and drat the bone.
Pull, boys, pull.
You're going down to Davy Jones. Pull, boys, pull. My babies, are you fast or are you loose fish? Watch for the spout and the mighty tail. Pull for the back of the great white whale. Pull, boys, pull. My babies, keep your weather eye wide open. Sing out hearties without fail. Pull for the back of the great white whale. We did it.
We did it. It's been a long time since we played that one.
Yes. We actually got to play that song on an actual boat once on the Frying Pan, which is this what was it before it was?
It was some merchant
Yeah, it's a
vessel,
but it's
all steel, rusted iron,
it's
steel.
this entirely metal boat, and so when you sing there and bang on stuff, the whole ship kind of reverberates.
Yeah,
and
we were stomping and clanging in the
it was really cool.
That was
but
cool.
It's anchored off of a pier in New York City.
The Hudson River somewhere.
And in normal times, there are events that happen there.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that was good to do that one.
Yeah, it was good. It's good. It's always good to sing a shanty. I wish we were like coiling ropes or something.
Yeah, or something. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad the shanty has come back around. It's been a long time.
Do you think if I poured this into the snorkel, that would be a good idea? No, it's probably not a good idea.
Great idea. I think that would be perfectly fine. All right, where are we up to now?
Well, we have a very exciting new segment this week.
Oh, yes.
You may have met last week or the week before our new team member here at Charming Disaster Headquarters, Professor Bellows.
Professor Bellows.
And you may recall that we invited you all to write to Professor Bellows if you wanted advice of any kind, and we have a missive to Professor Bellows. So we're gonna switch over to the Professor Bellows cam,
The bellow cam.
And so should I switch over to the bellow cam?
Yeah.
We're gonna read the question, and then Professor Bellows is gonna share the answer.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Here we
Do
go.
it.
All right. Here's Professor Bellows. Dear Professor Bellows, I was 2 weeks ago, days old, when I learned that teratomas can, and more often do, form in adult humans and are not solely fetus in fetu. And I can't stop thinking about it. Do you have any insight? Love, Sierra.
Dear Sierra, the word teratoma comes from the Greek oma, meaning growth or tumor, and teras, meaning sign sent by the gods, portent, marvel, monster. A teratoma, as you probably already know, is a growth of reproductive cells that form into different kinds of tissue inside you, like a little ball of teeth, bones, hair, even brains. You could be growing a monster inside you, like a homunculus. It's true that this can happen at any time, unlike, say, a parasitic twin, which is something or someone that you're born with, and it is not your fault, no matter what anyone says. Signs and portents are not always bad news, and monsters are sometimes marvels. Embrace the mystery within you, or have it removed and keep it in a jar. Yours sincerely, Professor Bellows.
Professor Bellows is so wise.
So enlightening.
Should I tell the story about the teratoma?
Yeah, maybe you should.
Okay, so this comes, I think, by way of like the New York Times diagnosis column, which I love, partly because medical mysteries are cool, and partly because like real life medical mysteries always go something like, I had a rash, and they didn't know what it was, and they gave me some ointment that had like a steroid and an antifungal in it, and it kind of worked, but it wasn't really clear why, and then eventually it just went away on its own, and we still don't know what it was. But the New York Times diagnosis column is more like an episode of Dr. House, where like there's like a mystery and then there's a solution. So this one involved a young woman who had fallen into a coma, and they didn't know why, and nobody could figure it out. She's in the hospital, she's in a coma, and like there's like no real good reason why she should be in a coma. But she has some kind of like, I don't know, meningitis, encephalitis, some kind of like brain swelling thing.
Some itis.
But it wasn't an infection. Like they gave her like antibiotics, and like it wasn't an infection, and it was just she was having some kind of crazy, like, I don't know. So this one young doctor, some, I don't know, attending, resident, I watched Grey's Anatomy, but I forget who's who, had an idea. They had read something recently about teratomas. They had noticed in this woman's chart that she had recently had an ovarian cyst. And so that this doctor convinced the other people on the team that they should remove the ovarian cyst. And it was like, that's a crazy idea. Why would that help? Right. But probably won't hurt anything. And like, this lady's in a coma, so like, we might as well. So they removed the ovarian cyst, or maybe like the whole ovary. I guess they have to take out the whole thing. And lo and behold, she woke up from the coma the next day. Why? The ovarian cyst was a teratoma, which is when your reproductive cells just start turning into stuff. And what these reproductive cells were turning into was brain tissue.
Ew.
Yes. And her body recognized this brain tissue as something alien, and so started attacking it, and then started attacking her own brain tissue. It was an autoimmune response, which was why the antibiotics didn't help. And anyway, in conclusion, they took out the teratoma, and her immune system stopped freaking out, and she was all better. Although really, I guess minus 1 ovary.
It's really fighting with yourself so directly.
Yeah.
Against yourself in that way.
So, so that's the story about teratomas. Sierra, I'm so glad that we share this interest. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, should we play another song involving the sea?
It's time.
Yeah, let's play. All right.
The sea is so calm today.
Yeah.
I thought we should play. Where's my plectrum?
Did you lose your plectrum again?
Lost my mind.
It's kind of remarkable how often they go astray. Maybe I can get one like surgically attached to your hand.
I wouldn't want that. Like, all right, here it is.
Okay.
Ooh. Not long ago, we crowd the seas with a restless cut. Let's tell the tale on every ship we left. One witness, our legend grew. Everyone knew we were hale and heartless. It was pirates' pride, the reason why the gods have cursed us. The day was fair, we were drunk on Kier. It was just past breakfast, casting darts to plan our course when we hit the tempest. The wind was wild, St. Elmo's fire lit up the crow's nest. The mainmast cracked, the rigging snapped, the storm ship wrecked us. Waltz with me around the rail, lit up like a spotlight of a haunted lighthouse. Hear the voices on the gale, wailing out a warning from a haunted lighthouse. We thrashed ashore, all was dark and cold, but a glowing fortress. We stepped inside, before our eyes we beheld our portraits. A fire blazed and a feast was laid on the table for us. Why fight our fate? We drank and ate and ignored the portents. Waltz with me around the rail, watching the horizon from a haunted lighthouse. Hear the laughter on the gale, trapped on this island.
I am trapped on this
On this island.
am
trapped
on this
trapped
island.
on this island.
Trapped on this island.
Trapped on this island.
On this island.
Trapped
trapped
on this
on this
island.
island. I am
Trapped on this island.
For weeks
For years
we have lingered here, our command of
abandoned.
castaways. Are we here to stay? We are strange and stranded. But every night when the tide is high and we turn the lamp on, our shadows play on the moon's bright face like a magic lantern. Waltz with me around the rail, spinning here forever and forever and forever, and hear our laughter on the gale, floating like the ghosts that haunt this haunted lighthouse.
I am trapped on this island. 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 I
trapped
trapped
on this
on
island.
this island. I am trapped on this island.
And big shout out to Carrie Alexandria Castor for inspiring that song with her postcard suggesting we write a song about a haunted lighthouse.
And to all those new people who want to write some kind of postcard or missive or send some sort of serpent towards us, we will open it up on mailbag.
Which is what's happening right now, in fact.
Oh,
Funny you should mention.
mailbag. Where is our this? Oh,
It's a box in the envelope, but first we have to play the song.
of course, I got carried away with this present.
Parse a poster letter,
Drop us a line. We'll open it together at mailbag time.
send a picture,
Postcard or a bottle of wine. We'll open it together at mailbag time. Tap upon your typewriter and tell us you're fine. We'll open it together at mailbag time. Taxidermy turtles or pickles in brine. We'll open it together at mailbag time. Here, this is a piece of mail.
Oh, how nice. Now, this mail was addressed to me, not to Charming Disaster, so I opened it, not realizing that it was intended for mailbag time. So I have seen a little bit of the contents, but I haven't explored them thoroughly.
I haven't seen it at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
So it contains a little bag. See, it's like an, it comes from L.R. Heber or Hyber, but I think that's like the Etsy maker. And there's no other missive inside. So there's this delightful, whimsical bag, and it contains some tissue paper folded up. And inside the tissue paper, there is a card, and it says, Torch and Arrow, Bat, thanks. These earrings directly support our shop's ongoing bi-monthly donations to Lubeck Bat Conservancy.
Oh, cool.
That is so cool. Luby Bat Conservancy.
Luby. Nice.
Cool. That is very cool. And there's a little picture of a bat on the back, which the camera is not. Okay, there. Look, now you can see it. And there are these beautiful earrings.
Oh.
They're so lovely. They have bats on them. But it doesn't say who they're from. So if these bat earrings came from you, I hope that you will fess up. I am going to put these earrings on.
Torch and arrow. So cool. Beautiful.
Oh, they're so beautiful. Torch and arrow. All right. So the Etsy shop is called Torch and Arrow, and I will post a link to Torch and Arrow with a picture of these earrings on our social medias.
Yeah, so and the Luby Bat Conservancy.
And the Luby Bat Conservancy.
So cool.
But yes, but these are from some kind of secret bat admirer, and I love them. They're so cool. I love them. So here they are, little bats hanging.
No, adorable.
From my ear. And look, it's like an upside down bat with like a little flying bat in front of it.
Look at that.
Yeah. Because bats, they hang out upside down. Everybody knows. So thank you, Secret Admirer. They are so lovely. Thank you. That's very thoughtful, Justin.
Thank you, Josh.
And there's one more box as well. You want to open that one? That one is addressed to Charming Disaster. Although it's from Amazon Prime, and so it's
could
possible
be something I
that
ordered
we might have ordered something. It could be like printer ink or something.
Yeah. Ooh. No, this looks gifty. There's two of them.
Oh my goodness, there's two of them. Alright, we have to open them at exactly the same time so that nobody surprise is not spoiled for anybody.
Alright, wait.
Okay. Alright, there's tape.
There's tape involved. Anything on it? It says,
Okay.
Tipsy Elves. Alright, ready?
Uh-huh. Wait, was there anything in the box to indicate who the sender is?
No.
Okay.
Amazon.
Alright.
Oh, so good.
That is fantastic. These mugs.
You have been poisoned.
You have been poisoned.
Oh,
but how will we know which is the poisoned one now? This is gonna complicate our system.
Shit.
Thank you, mysterious
so
poisoner, whoever you are. Please fess up and identify yourself so that we can thank you.
No, there's nothing.
Nothing in the box?
No.
All right, 2 mystery gifts. 2 mystery gifts.
Thank you. We will poison
We will poison
ourselves.
the heck out of each other and possibly ourselves. Yeah. That is the catch. You have to provide your own poison.
Poison sells separately.
All right. Well,
Ooh.
we are getting close to the end here. We're going to take a request as our final song. We've got time for one more song before we send you off into the briny abyss.
Briny abyss.
So think about requests and put them in the chat, and we've got a couple announcements for you before we do that. First of all, it is Bandcamp Friday. What is Bandcamp Friday? Bandcamp, which is the most artist-friendly platform for music out there. They're very artist-friendly all month long, but the first Friday of the month, ever since the pandemic started, they have been waiving their revenue share in favor of artists. So first Friday of the month, anything you get on Bandcamp, and for us, that's all of our music, all of our merch. We still have t-shirts and tote bags and stickers and sheet music and all kinds of fun stuff. You can find all of that on our Bandcamp page, which is just charmingdisaster.bandcamp.com. And I don't think I put that in the thing, Henchperson Dan, but if you would pop that link into the chat, that would be cool.
And Bandcamp is a great thing for finding new music and supporting other artists as well.
Yeah, and they have a streaming app that's pretty good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I've been using it a lot. The other announcements we have lots of special guests lined up for you this whole month.
So many wonderful
this
people.
This month and into next month.
Yeah, into April.
Into the future.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Yep. Some weird artists and other folks who we really think you're going to dig.
They're not weird.
So, yes. That. Oh, and also today, as we mentioned earlier when we were talking about Jeff's tattoo, we released a new track today. It's called Ouroboros, and we think you're really going to like it. It's been... I was looking, it was 2 years in the making.
Really?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. My friend Simon posted on his Facebook a quote from a book he was reading that said, their spoon was in the boiling, which was apparently a way to, like, an idiom that meant, like, they were, like, meddling.
Messing.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's like their thumb was on the scale. And then I was like, ooh, that seems like the beginning of something. And I was looking in my email earlier, and I sent you an email with, like, a couple, like, a verse and a half that we ended up keeping, like, half of. And it was like, I have this thing in my head. I don't know if it's a thing or not, but, like, maybe.
That's right.
And then we wrote it, and we turned it into the song. And we didn't record it till the end of 2019, and then our plan was to record a lot more songs in 2020, which obviously was complicated. And so we've been releasing the songs that we recorded in that session as singles over the last year, and this is the last of those. Yeah. So we're really excited to finally share it with you.
Yeah, and we have other songs that are in the hopper, and it's just like a cycle. It's an ongoing cycle.
Yeah, much like a snake swallowing its tail. Yeah. And what else? This is a donation-based show. If you showed up late and you are new, a donation-based show means if you are in a position to financially support the show, we appreciate your support. On the other hand, if you're not in a position to financially support the show, then
this is our gift to you.
Yeah, donations. It's a two-way street.
It's the best nation in the world.
All right, so we have a bunch of options, it looks like, for our last song.
Yeah. Maybe let's do one we know.
Yeah, we could do one we know. All right, so maybe not this one. Yeah. We could do... all right. You think about that for a second. I'm going to grab the old unicorn oracle deck while we draw the unicorn card. It's over here somewhere. Come on.
It's a very tight ship here, and I'm glad we...
No, those are the mushroom cards. Oh, here they are. Okay.
I'm going to put up the person of war.
Yeah.
Portuguese.
Stow the Portuguese person of war.
All right. How are we doing on cards in there?
We still have quite a few. I think we have enough unicorn oracle cards to get us through the spring. But every time we draw one of these unicorn cards, we mail it to someone. So if you order merch this week, you might get a unicorn card in the mail with your order. All right. So the Oracle of the Unicorn Newcomers is a deck we got in the mail by accident, but it has become a very important part of the show because the gnomic pronouncements of these unicorns help give us a sense of what may be coming up in the week ahead.
Why don't I hold it and you pick it?
Okay.
I picked last time.
All right, fine. Okay. This one.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
You sure?
I'm not sure. All right, how about this one?
Yeah.
No. I feel like you're kind of... All right. Ooh. I have selected the Courage.
Oh.
Courage card.
Brave unicorn.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if the courage is on the part of the lady standing with the unicorn, or the unicorn, or maybe both of them.
Or maybe they have a courage to be in a relationship together.
Maybe. Courage. And then in the tiny, tiny, almost illegible print underneath, it says, "You are safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries."
Well, yeah. How's that related?
How is that? I think it's...
Fear's an illusion, but...
So, well, maybe it's like... Maybe we're reading it... Maybe you have to read it from the bottom up. Okay, so if you read it from the bottom up, it says, "Set strong boundaries. Fear is an illusion. You are safe."
That sounds right.
So I think the boundaries are kind of like a prerequisite. So like the unicorn and this lady, for instance, have like really articulated to each other like where they're comfortable and that
and what they're
that's why they have such a good relationship. Courage, you are safe. All right, so we are now going to play you out back into the abyss. Did we pick a song?
Into the great blue. Where is the song we're picking? Where is it? Sure. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
You know what that means.
Maybe the world will fall apart.
Maybe the crows will come and peck away your heart.
Maybe the wolves will eat the moon and the sun.
And we won't have to face the consequences of the things we've done.
Axe time, sword time, ere the world fall. Wind time, wolf time, come the end of it all. Nearly doomsday, just look at the clock. Ticking down the minutes until Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, 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 Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, Ragnarok, rock.
Now that the sky is raining soot,
No need to return all of those late library books.
that you read with bated breath,
About the end where even gods can meet their death. World tree tremble, shake at the root. Fall before the moment when our bills come due. Cross your fingers for fire and flood. The Valkyries are rushing to the battlefields of blood. The time we spend is not our own. Nothing to have, nothing to hold. And now there's no more growing older. Hang on tight, it's almost over. Midgard serpent is coming for you. Those New Year's resolutions won't be coming true. Go out and buy some cigarettes, 'cause what the fuck? Might as well enjoy yourself till Ragnarok. Ragnarok, 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 Ragnarok. Ragnarok, Ragnarok, rock.
maybe we're here to wonder why.
Or watch the stars wink out like candles in the sky.
As the seas begin to rise, let's share this final cigarette and kiss the world good night. Good night.
Good night. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Sargasso, the amazing Sargasso. Thank you, henchperson Dan, for all that you do behind the scenes. And we thank all of you from the bottom of our deep, dark hearts for being here with us. We will see you next week for another edition of Charming Disasters Quarantine Livestream. We love you.
Bye-bye.